Hello everyone, this is a video about this Sony Walkman, and the model number is WM-BF67 radio cassette recorder. This is very unique, and I'm gonna explain to you why it's so unique, because of maybe the radio that it has FM 3 stations preset tuning, because on those times there were no digital radios, something about 1980s or even a little bit before that. So it has 3 mechanical preset radio stations that you can, with this switch you can choose them, and it's auto reverse and is recordable. Is the cassette recorder. It means it records either from the radio or records from the microphone or the exterior microphone, and it has Dolby for only playback, obviously, auto reverse as I mentioned, and is very loud. So when you purchase this auto reverse cassette recorder, most probably the volume is going to be so low and over distorted, and whenever you use any of these switches you are facing with some sort of distortions and so on and so forth. So let me first show you all around this, and then we are going to talk about how difficult was to fix this. Absolutely. So now, apart from the radio, FM, AM radio, that it has 3 preset settings for the FM only, and then here we have FM stereo, mono and AM, and here we have the radio or tape, radio off or tape, and then on this side we have the headphone, and we have the DC in jack, that is 3 volts and is center negative, so be very careful when you are putting any sort of jacks in there. Make sure the center is negative. And then on this side we have Dolby noise reduction, on or off, and then here we have playback equalizer for normal or chrome metal tapes, and here we have the volume, and here we have the double bass unit switch, that is goes from normal, medium and max, and I left it at max at the moment. And we have a microphone, and this microphone is plug-in power as well, and this is a manual tuning knob that you can turn it around, and here we have the distortion of the FM AM, mostly FM or radio, is about radio, that if there is any distortion you take it to 3. If there are less distortions you are going to take it to 1. And this one has the belt clip intact, and the belt clip on this one is really good, is very solid. It's not like the those flimsy ones, as you see, and putting it on is even easier. Just screw it back on while you are not videoing yourself, is much easier. Anyhow, and then it takes 2 AA batteries, and if you want to open this, it just has 2 screws here, And when you open the screws, you see this gap? If you put your nails in there, there are two latches here on these sims that you can see. There are two latches here, and when you unlatch them, so easily it can be unlatched all around, and you can take it off. And then when you take it off, be careful about these three, not to lose them, because they are gonna come out. But this one is a little bit intact inside, so be careful about that. And that's really it about all around it. So let me get this tape out and look at the three preset radio stations. So this is 1, 2, and 3. So you somehow turn this as far as you want to go to find your station, and then leave it as it is, and then the second one and the third one, all of them, they are the same. So when you set them, they are more or less, when you are turning this switch from left to right, at the extreme left is just the radio station with this knob, and then the second one, and as you see there is some sort of color changes there, is the first and the second and the third. Let me just see. You see now is at the third, and now at the second, and now at the 1, and now is manual tuning on here. So more or less that is all that there is in here. And on the top we have the play, rewind, and fast forward, and all of them, they are rewind cue and forward cue, and this is changing the direction of the tape to reverse and the forward, and here is for continuous playing or playing both sides and turn it off. And here we have the rake battery indicator, that when you play a tape the solid light is coming on, and when you are recording it is just with the peak of sound is just blinking, so it shows you that it's recording. And here is the indicator for forward and reverse, that is green. This has been absolutely serviced to the maximum, and I have had great difficulties to finding all the capacitors inside. I show you all about that, and I've done some research on the Google to find out if anyone knows how or what capacitor to get for this. But unfortunately the one that I found, it was this one. That this one, as I mentioned, is WM-BF67, and the 67 is cassette recorder, and this one has only radio and the player. So this person posted all of this very kindly on Google, but unfortunately I mistaken the 67 and 64, so I was confused as to which capacitor to get, and these are the capacitors of the 64. But I have to tell you, these are all different to this one, because this one is a cassette recorder. So I was wrong to just use that, but later on I opened it and I find out that all the capacitors they are at different values, and opening this is so easy because all of these pieces they are clipped together with the pins. So now if I maximize it, you can see that there is pins here, there are pins here, and there are pins there. Let me just show you properly there. So there is another board on top of this. So as soon as you just open this, you can just pull this off. Anyhow, I find it very easy to open and close this. The only difficulty that I have found was to position all of these three correctly. Anyway, and these are all the, let me see, oh, this is another piece that was sitting on top of that, and let me show you the pins. The pins they are at the back, and here there are two. Let me just see if I can find when this one is attached to the board. Oh, here it is. And some people they don't know how to disconnect these ribbon cables from here and there, and the only easy way to take it out is just put a screwdriver in this gap here and push it back, so the ribbon cable is coming out, and it goes again for here, put it there and push it back, and the ribbon cable is coming out. Some people they don't know and they put excess force in there and it's going to break. Anyhow, this is the board while it's attached, and when you disconnect these two, you can easily pull this out from the place that it is, like this. Let me just show you. You see these pins and these pins, they are going there and going there. Anyhow, I changed all the capacitors on this, and it wasn't easy to find all of them. Let me just show you. These are the this is the board at the back, and then these are the capacitors on the back. Let me see if I can find them. Oh, here. So I have changed all of these capacitors, and I'll show you the values if you want, if you need any help in finding them. And sorry, I just moved the camera here. Find the right value for these. I show you right now. Wait, let me just see, because it just doesn't show you on the top the values. Some of these small ones, it shows the value on the top, but these ones, they are on the side. That is very difficult to somehow to look at. So now here we have 4 volts, 220 microfarad, 7 of them, and they are 6.3 millimeters. And these are the number of items that I have ordered. And then you have 4 volts, 110 microfarad, just only one, and that is 5.1 millimeters. And then we have another 4 volts, 47 microfarad, and that is 7 of them, and the size is 3.8 millimeters. And then we have 6 volts, 22 microfarad, 3 of them, 3.8 millimeters, 50 volts, 0.1 microfarad, and just only two of them at 4 millimeters, and then 16 volts at 10 microfarad, one of them 4 millimeters and 4 volt 33 microfarad, one of them 4 millimeters. And this is all for the Sony WM-BF67. So all of these values, in order to get them, because it wasn't easy to find all of them, just because it was in this one was in such a good condition, I wanted to preserve this. And I spent something, I mean, don't judge me for that. I have spent 50 something pounds just to get the different value capacitors, just to try, and and then finally I found a supplier, and the supplier is this one, Farnell, and I fully recommend these people. These people, they are very professional, and they have a full range of everything that you need. And this is their address, and if you go to farnell.com or Farnell UK, you can find everything, more or less everything that you need to order. The only caveat with this Farnell people is, because this is a company that they are taking large orders, so a standard postage is about £9.99. It means £10. If you order one, still they charge you £9.99. So it's better to order for the future use, something like 20 of them, or 10 of them, and all together in one package, in one order. And then if I made a mistake, I somehow sourced capacitors from somewhere else, and this is getting a little bit too long, so I'm gonna make it short. So if you want, gather everything that you want and then order it at once in one purchase, in order to pay just £9.99, postage and handling costs. Anyway, now we go back to this one. Anyway, now this one is very loud, because when you get it, the only way to find out that it needs some love and attention, or to be exact, some capacitors costing about £50, is the volume is too low, and the left and right is not the same, or left is missing or right is missing, and whenever you touch or change the position of these Dolby and tape selectors and double bass switch is getting really touchy. And but something was amazing, that the radio was working, but properly, a stereo working, but in lower volume. But when I changed everything, all the capacitors, and now you cannot turn the volume more than 4 or a maximum of 5, and I demonstrated with this as much as I can. But at the moment, I have to a little bit, be concerned about people around me, so I'm not gonna make it very loud. Anyway, so now I'm afraid I'm not going to demonstrate the radio because of the copyright reasons, but rest assured that radio is fully is working, and I just wanted to play this tape and show you how good it sounds. So this is Dolby. This is the tape selector. And this is the sound processor, double bass, off, medium, and high. And the volume, as you see, is on 2. Four. So now, the only thing that I tell you about this, the price of this in non-working, like before changing the capacitors, the price of this is about £200 because it can record from the radio, and it came with a microphone as well, but you can put any 3 segments 3.5 millimeters microphone in here, and even if it's in plug-in power, it can provide that power for that microphone as well. And everything has been checked and is working absolutely fine. And if you can find this in working condition, something like this, with not much of the scratches and marks anywhere, are you sitting down? The price of this is between 400 to 600 pounds because it's too old and it's too loud. It's too loud. You cannot even think about taking it to the maximum volume. Look now, it's at 1. Anyway, let me just demonstrate the
What crack, Wilfred?
auto reverse. Forward, rewind, anyway, I'm really pleased with this, but let me tell you, this is not for faint-hearted, because all of those capacitors, they are surface mounts and is really tight, really in tight places. So you have to be a little bit enthusiastic about your soldering skills and so on to be able to handle this. Otherwise you're not gonna make any positive moves by just attacking this. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and until my next video, take care of yourself and each other, and as always, have a great time.